All right. So let's start. Okay. So we have done a couple of things last time, and couple of things was pending. Uh, yep. Those are the parts we are pending. We are pending. Let's ignore this one. We are pending with our security stuff, MFA, conditional access, domain join, and self-signed reset password. This is a part which we are pending, and company branding. This is also pending. And I'll just cover it quickly on the manage identity side. So, quick recap what we have understood from last time. Let me see the recordings there. Yep. So what we have seen that Azure provide us on Microsoft.com, which is a multi-tenant module. On ms.com, that is Microsoft.com, that is a multi-tenant module. In this tenant, we all companies, all everyone creates their tenant. All right, in this domain, we create our tenant called, let's say that summitoutlook.com. Outlook, Summit Outlook dot on Microsoft.com. Right, this is what we generally create, and the user will be get created here. User will be here. Let's say that we are creating user called Mahesh. So the email address for the Mahesh will be Mahesh@Summit Outlook on Microsoft.com. This will be complete email address, or a right technical word, you will be UPN, user principal name, right? But we don't like this on Microsoft.com every time because it's disturb our company branding, right? So we wanted to have it our company name. So our company name is, let's assume that our company name is technex.in. All right. So what we done, we have added a custom domain options in Azure Active Directory that help us to create, whenever you're creating a user, that will be allowed to create with our name, our domain name, mahesh@technex.in. How we done that? How do we did this one custom domain? We went to the our registrar, which where we have purchased, might be example GoDaddy or BigRock.com, or itself you can purchase from the Microsoft or AWS. It doesn't matter, right? And we have verified our domain that we are the valid authenticator or valid user who have authority user to validate the domain name. After the domain name validated, we created new user with our custom domain name, right? So this username or UPN name, I'll just say the username and password will authenticate for this username and password will authenticate this user to get login to this tenant, right? And once you log in tenant, you can see the resources. You possibly see the resources which is belongs to which you have authority to see that, right? So we have multiple subscriptions, and the administrator or super admin account admin have given Mahesh to access only this two subscription. So he can see here is a reader access, here is a owner access, right? So he can read here, but he can perform any action here, right? So here he can have a three kind of roles. In general, there is a lot of roles which I have shown you. In general, there is a three kind of roles: owner, contributor, right? Then reader. Apart from that, role will be very much specific to what kind of service you are using. If you are using a virtual machine, so you will be have virtual machine contributor, right? If you are using a keyword, you can have a secret viewer, right? If you're using keyword secret keyword, then you have a key viewer user, right? If you're using storage, so then you can have a data reader, right? There could be various roles will be there based on the resources, right? So that could be that will be on subscription side. Another roles you can find out on Active Directory. That roles will allow to play area or perform any actions on Active Directory side. Creating a user, inviting a users, creating a new tenant, configuring the security in the tenant related, Active Directory related. That will be we're going to use, right? Any questions in the recap? Any questions, guys? No questions? Perfect. All right. Now moving to what we have learned so far, we are moving to a hybrid culture, a hybrid environment. What is exactly hybrid environment? Let's say that I have cloud service. I'm right now going for cloud. I'm planning to have a VNet. I'm planning to have a VNet, right? I'm planning to have Active Directory, Azure Active Directory here. But before moving to cloud, Azure Cloud or any cloud services, I already have on-premises Office, which is most of the company have a same cases, right? They have already on-premises Office, right? In on-premises Office, they have various networks, various subnets, right? In those subnets, they have various services. Let's say that they has a couple of virtual machine here. All right. So those could be web servers, those could be database servers, and orchestrating those servers, web server, database servers, from centralized orchestrating from a centralized point of view, we have a Active Directory. This Active Directory is called Windows AD or ADDS. Sometimes we call it AD or sometimes we call it ADDS. Active Directory Domain Service. What exactly this Windows Active Directory do? It have a few features. Or actually, this is a concept of a directory service, which is Microsoft adopted from Novell, and then later it introduced to his operating system, server operating system. Then when he came to cloud service, Azure, he have carried the same concept for Azure Active Directory. But here and there, features will be different. Feature will be different, right? So in Windows operating system, we have Active Directory Domain Service, where we generally handle users, computers, groups, policies, right? Then, yep, those things we are generally handle. We generally handle on Windows Active Directory. There is a complete vast syllabus on a Windows Active Directory. You can go through that on YouTube, or if you wanted to have it, you can get it the course involved on Windows administration part, right? So that will be help you to manage Active Directory, how you can manage centrally. Let's say that I wanted to I have 100 servers on my on-premises, and 10 employees join in Monday. I cannot go on each every servers for add their record for 5 employees or 10 employees. If I do that, I have to add a record of 1,000 record I have to do on a on an entire week. So that will be quite just yeah. That will be quite a tedious job for me to create a users. Then if someone says that I want to reset a password, you have to go and every place and reset the password. So we have a centralized management system, right? Where what we can do that we simply create a user here, and this user and same password will be used for the any virtual machine in a same network. How it we can do that? This is called Active Directory. You have to go that for that. All right. So usually what happen that let's say that my organization have 1,000 employees, right? Those 1,000 employees, those 1,000 employees record, I'll be creating in a Windows Active Directory. I'll be creating a groups based on the teams they belongs. I'll be applying the policy and rules based on that they wanted to have access, right? And I will be enforce those rules on each and every computers and users with help of a computer's objects. So this all those are called objects, right? This is all the call objects. So I already have on-premises directory, which I have 1,000 users. Now I'm planning to move on Windows Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, right? So do I require to create 1,000 users again from the scratch on Azure Active Directory? No, I don't require it. Okay, so let's say that if someone says that okay, we have less users, 10 users only, so I'll be creating a 10 users on Azure Active Directory, or I can export the users and do the bulk operation and upload the user. That's absolutely fine. You can do that. But let's assume that user need to maintain two passwords. One is for the on-premises Active Directory, another is for Azure Active Directory. Wherever he change the password, he will confuse the password, right? So he'll be always you're maintaining two different passwords. And so many things, and in any rules if users left out, administrator have to disable the users here and here also. He have to remove the access here and here also. So it is kind of tedious job. So what I want to have it, I want to have a something kind of connectivity between these two. I'll make it red line. These two objects, these two tenants, or these two Active Directories should sync automatically. If I create a user on premises, the user will automatically get sync here, right? Or let's say that right now I'm going for Azure Active Directory, a directory service, right? And before going that, I have already 1,000 users here. I want to all 1,000 users should be sync here in Windows Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, right? How we can do that? There is a sync service. We call it AD Connect. AD Connect. Let's see that AD Connect how it works. So before that, I need to create Windows Active Directory on premises. So do I have? No, I don't have it. I have to create, I was about to create before our classes, a directory service. Just consider I'm logging to on-premises Active Directory. This is on-premises, not in Azure. This machine which I'm logging right now. Right. So this is complete fresh machine, and I'll just consider this is Windows Active Directory which I'm doing right now, which is on premises. How do we create Windows Active Directory? We deploy a Windows operating system that's supposed to be server edition. For that, I have choose Windows Server 2016, right? So this is server I have choose, and I'll add a feature called Windows Active Directory. Here you will find out a lot of roles which is available in Windows Server, Server Editions, and I'll be enabling Active Directory Domain Service. Now I just install Active Directory Domain Service. Meanwhile, what I have to do, I have to, the domain, let's say that I am planning a domain here called technext.in on premises. So ideally, I should have a technext.in here also, right? So I'll not use a technext. I'll just have a Azure Academy. That is, I have a free domain. Or let me use, yep, academy.in. I'll go to my GoDaddy. Here I'll go to Active Directory Service. I'll go to custom domain, which I have done last time, but I have removed. So I'm doing again, adding azureacademy.com. So let me check it out by products. Hopefully I can add this domain. There should not be a problem. I'll take this one, detail, go for DNS setting. This is already have done, so that's why I'm not explaining right now. So if you find any difficulty, do let me know. I'll just reply that part. Okay, I'll come here, change the MX record, which is recently I received. Go here, verified. Okay, let it wait to replicate a couple of more times. Got verified, make it a primary. Alright, GoDaddy work is done. Meanwhile, what I'll do that, I'll just show you Active Directory. Okay, what user have? AzureAcademy.in. I'll just create a user called demo to show you something. So this is a user I have created, and his UPN is demo@azureacademy.in. So this is what we have seen, that there is if I don't use custom domain, the user will be admin@linuxoncloud.com, right? And I'll just give this him global admin rights. I need to give a global admin rights to sync Azure Active Directory. Okay. So guys, any questions? What I'm doing right now, I'm hopping here and there, but most of the things you already know. So that's why I'm not explaining right now, but still, if you have any questions, so do let me know. So right now, which I have created user demo @Azure Academy.in, spelling mistake. Come on. Okay, here my work is done. On Azure side, I have created a user, right? And that user have a global admin rights. I know the user and password. So what I have done here, I don't need a login here. What I have done to sync up the two places, I required a user with a global admin rights, a global or Active Directory sync rights. So I have created a user called demo, and a demo have a global admin rights and reset a password for it, right? This is what I have done. So demo@azureacademy.in. Right, this is what user I have created. Now here I have Windows Active Directory, which is a domain called azureacademy.in, and here will be which we are installing right now. That will take a time. This is Windows on premises. Any questions, guys? Any question if you have, you can ask me. Any questions, guys, on the confusion? So here, what we'll do that we'll have a user who have a rights to join a domain. A normal user who have sufficient rights to join any user in Active Directory. So that is what we required here, right? Usually we use AD admin, Active Directory admin, to join. Now, what we'll do that third step will have this user, another step this user. Third, we'll download a tool called AD Connect. Where we have to download? We have to download this AD Connect tool to this machines. So let it install. Meanwhile, I'll download a tool called AD Connect. Okay, so come on. AD Connect tool, which we are downloading from Microsoft website. Into Microsoft AD Connect. This is what we are downloading here. Alright, I'll not run it right now because I need to configure Active Directory on premises first. It's still installing. Okay, I think system has been rebooted after installing. So let's wait. Let it reboot. Then we'll create a couple of user here. We'll create a user here called user 1, user 2, user 3. And those user will be automatically get synced from Windows Active Directory to Azure Active Directory. This is what we need to achieve it. Right, guys? Are you with me? Are you getting what I'm trying to say, guys? You, okay, Kiran is good. Seriously, are you getting guys? Or if you have any confusion, do let me know. Hope you are not sleepy after the afternoon lunch. Okay, good. Do it fast. Okay. All right. Let it load group policies and everything. Meanwhile, what we can do that we'll hold on the domain join part. We can look for the security perspective, conditional access, and the MFA, right? Because it's too much time consuming here. All right. So what is security related stuff? We need to make sure that a user, when they are logging, they should have multi-factor authentication. So when they are logging from any they are providing username and password. They are, they are providing user and password. So whenever they logged in, they should get a challenge, or what we say that any any kind of a code mechanism which they ask them to provide a details, right? So let me create a user called Samit on azureacademy.com, and I'll create a password for him. It's just a normal user. Even if it's a normal user, when he tries to log in, he should get a challenge for get verified with the codes or some pop-up notifications or anything which they can have of additional factor of authentication, right? So what I'll do that I'll just click on this user, go to per user MFA base. Here I'll have a different portal. Then I'll choose the user and enable MFA for him, right? MFA is enabled for him. Now, what will happen when he is try to access, when he is try to log in the portal? Right? He need to provide a password. This is a first time password. He required to reset it, right? Before resetting password, he says that okay, the Microsoft enables security defaults for keep your account secure. You need to provide the details. It will redirect to Microsoft Authenticator. This is the first time, so he have to set up the Microsoft Authenticator. First, you have to download the Microsoft Authenticator. Either you are using iPhone or mobile, doesn't matter. Both other places are it's available. Or if you want to use a different method, what could be a different method? Do a different method would be SMS method, right? Now, after downloading, it will be asked you to prompt a connection, add a connection in the Microsoft Authenticator. So I'll just go open my phone, and I have downloaded applications called Microsoft Authenticator. On a on the top of that, there is a three dotted line. I'll just click on Add Account, and I'll be adding a work or school option, which I'm just choosing, which have is us, and scanning the code. After scanning the code, it is account has been automatically added successfully in my that authenticator. I have to go next and validate whether I have added it or not. So for validation, I am getting a notification on my mobile. It says that approve that you are signing on this account. Until unless I don't approve, it won't move ahead, right? So now I am approving. You can see that it is moving ahead automatically. I have approved. In a few seconds, it is says that okay, notification, pop-up notification has been approved. Right? Now authentication has been added to my this account. So whenever this user login, he will get a pop-up notifications on his mobile or where he have added the authentications. So anyone who steal the username password from him and he's tried to put a username password, he will get a notification. If he's denied that I'm not there, someone else is trying out, so the authentication will be get failed. So let me show you that I'm failing the authentication. Now if I'm trying to here log in, right? So I'm logging, I'm receiving authentication on my mobile, right? Until unless I don't sign in, it won't allow me to get sign inside. Even I know that someone have put the right username and password. Still, if I don't acknowledge on my mobile, it won't allow me to get in. Now this time I'm denying let's say that my password is compromised. Username password is compromised. Now this time I'm denying the authentication because I'm not trying right now. So I just deny this. So it says that okay, your request has been denied. You cannot log in. Or might be, do you have you want to send another notification? You can send it, or if you can simply say that enter the code. So I can see the apart from the notification, I can see the code also on my mobile. I'm entering the code, right? This is a code I can see on mobile, and this is another way to verify yourself. Now I can log into this account. Make sense, guys? How MFA works on Azure? So MFA is a very common feature right now. You will get it. Either it is a banking system or Google, Microsoft, everyone is providing you to have MFA, right? But apart from the the important thing is how to enable MFA. You have to click on per user base MFA, and here in this, come on, go away. In this portal, I can enable and disable the MFA. So I'm just disabling MFA for him, right? So, so if I have 1,000 users, I have to click on manually and enable and disable the 1,000 users, or I can perform a bulk action that those users should be get automatically enable the MFA. Or, or there is another way. If I don't want to go manual method, I'll go to my security option, Azure Active Directory security option. Here you can find out conditional access and multi-factor. Yeah, MFA is here. This area, this is recorded premium license. I don't have a right as of now, premium license. This area will help you to enable MFA for entire organization. It will force to have MFA, or if you want to use a third party MFA, here also you can configure third party MFA, right? So this is a place where you can enable MFA for entire organization. Third options, you can go to properties. In the property, you can see the manage security defaults. In the property section, Azure Active Directory, property and manage security default. You have already enabled after few days, as per this document, after 14 to 15 days, user try to attempt, right? Initially, it won't ask you, but after the attempt, user have to provide MFA by default, right? As per security the default, he can have MFA through the notification app, right? So this is a default features by default enable from Azure side, and it will enforce all the default securities after 14 days of users logged in. All right, this is related to MFA. Apart from the MFA, there is one more thing is important called conditional access. What is conditional access? I want to make sure that the user Samir is login. He should log in from India only. If he's trying to access from other region, it should not be allowed. I know that what other regions are allowed where my employees are working. So those kind of example I can have it. I'll be having MFA. All right. In MFA, I will setting my conditions. That condition will be checked whether is condition is matching or not, like geographical region or specific public IP, or if users is attempting the 5 times wrong password, then the account should be locked. Those kind of policies you can implement over here. That is called conditional access. As of now, I cannot do because it's required Azure premium license. What are the premium license? We have seen yesterday. We have seen that P1 and P2 are the premium licenses. Make sense, guys? Any questions here? MFA part and conditional access. Any questions? Kiran, no. Mahesh, Ravindra, no. Ravindra, no. Taisin, all right. Okay, perfect. So Mahesh also no questions. Perfect. All right. Conditional access are quite a deep topic, guys. Conditional access and this security stuff. There's endpoint protections also there. You can find out identity protections, endpoint protections. Those are the key deep topics. Then you can find out risky users and sign in risky policies, what should be there, and name the locations, identity score, how much you score your identity. Those are the deep topics. And if you want to cover, there is a two papers I suggest if you are looking for the security. So there is MS 500. You can target on MS 500 or AZ 500. You can start with AZ 500, then you can go for the MS 500. In this paper, you will find out more detail about MFA and conditional access, endpoint protections. So I can just walk through that. You can see that managing active directories, additional identities, external identities, PIM. Yeah, this is one of a good topic. Privilege identity management, SSO, right? So then you can find out WAF, firewall securities. It's on the networking side. Here you can find out complete detail related to MFA and conditional access, right? So those some of our topics overlaps each other. like risky signing, SSO, or some of the topics will overlaps each other. But if you wanted to have expertise in the security part in Azure, so you have to look for MS 500 and AZ 500, these two exams. Okay. All right. So I believe that this is ready here. Yes. Now I'll go to my Windows on-premise and come back to our previous scenario. We are creating user 123 here. I'll going to my users and computers Active Directory. Create a one OU, organizational unit. Organizational unit is just like a folder. I'll just say the Azure user, or there is a default user group also there. The user sysadmin is there, guest is there, right? And lot of groups are already there. I don't want to mix match. That's why I'm creating some folder, some OU is called Azure Active Azure user, and adding a user called user1 at azureacademy.in. The password, same way I'll create another user. All right, perfect. I have created two users. That is sufficient. Now, those users, user1 at the rate Azure Academy, is not available on my Azure Active Directory. If I click on Azure Active Directory, all users, you can see that here is couple of users, but there is not user 1 and user 2 available here, right? And all are some of users are Azure Academy.in, some are the normal users. Let's move ahead and sync our on-premises Active Directory. This all user 1,000 users. Let's assume that is 1,000 users to Azure. So what I'll do that I'll run that which I have downloaded. AD Connect. After running AD Connect, I agree the terms. There's a two option, customize option and express option. We'll go for first customer express options. Or let's go with customize one itself. And the customize, they will ask you that do you want to install a specific customizer location, all the database you want to install somewhere else, or use existing database rather than creating your own this tool database SQL server. You can use those one, or you can simply, or you can create a customized synchronization group. If you want to do that, you can do that one, right? Those are things, but I just don't want to go right now. I'll just go for creating all the details here itself in this tool itself. So those services getting installed. That's what we are providing a username password here. So if you remember, as per the diagram, I have created one user called Azure Demo, a demo at Azure Academy, and he having global admin rights. So we have to provide a user and password on Windows Windows ADDS. So here I'm going for providing on next, enabling. Here it's asking that connect to user Azure AD. This is what he's asking. So I'm providing a user called demo Azure Academy. Dot. This user Azure Academy .in is not available on my on-premises Active Directory. I don't have a demo user. Do I have? No. Here also you can check it out. I don't have a demo user. Where is the demo users? Demo user is in my Azure Active Directory. Demo at Azure Academy.in. So I'm providing here on premises that user's detail and password. And if you see that, it will check and down, just read down quickly, it's down. It's verifying a couple of things. It's check that your user and password, whether it's a global admin or not, then that's it, right? Now, this forest, on-premises forest, I am running here. This is now I'm coming to on-premises Active Directory. Your on-premises Active Directory or forest. So I can choose Azure Academy.in, or if I have multiple domains, so I can choose that also. So I'll add this one. So I need to provide a admin user and password, which it have it. I can use existing one. I can use create a new one. So I'll just use existing one. I'll be using okay, Azure sysadmin. This is my on-premises user, admin user actually. Yeah, this is what you can find out sysadmin. This is a sysadmin I have. Verifying with user. Okay. Okay. Let's create a new user itself. Already have it, but I'll create a new one. Is there any spelling mistake? Azure me. I'll just remove .in and use this one. I supposed to be ticket. Come on. Directory is not configured. Yep. Now his has been added, and I'll go next. Now this domain has been verified. This is on-premises UPN and Azure VPN. These both are the verified. And the synchronization with help of UPN name, it will get synchronized. Now I can sync entire Azure Active Directory, all domains, all OUs, or I can select the specific one. So let's say that I don't want to synchronize the on-premises, this users, all this one. I just want to synchronize this users, two directories. I can do that. So I'll just add next, next. Okay, not install. So it's synchronizing from on-premises to Azure. Couple of users also get created. I'll just keep refreshing here. You can see that on-premises directory sync user, it has been created, which is it was not there. It was created by the service account has been created, right? And apart from that, this account will sync on premises to Azure, and in a few minutes you will find out username 1 and 2, user 1 and user 2. Hey guys, sorry, it was disconnect. So I was saying that sync user has been created. This user has been created by the tool, AD Connect tool, and this user will be syncing on premises to Azure. In a couple of minutes, you will find out all users will be get sync. Okay, hopefully it has been synced successfully. Configuration has been completed. Let's go on Azure and refresh. We should see in couple of minutes user 1 and 2. No, not yet. Alright, let it sync from on-premises to Azure. It will take time. Meanwhile, I'll just show you that if you already connect to Azure Active Directory, AD Connect on premises, where you can see that what is the last sync. So you can see that AD Connect, Azure AD Connect. Here you can find out complete details. So as per this, the synchronization never run. So far synchronization is not done yet, or it is less than 1 hour. Now I have refreshed. So which means that once first synchronization within 1 hour has been done. If I go inside details, I can see more details regard respect to this operations, but it's required guest you base users, and this is required a complete licenses, ADC connect and errors. So I do not authorize, it's okay. Here the users got synced from on-premises. User and user 2. How do I come to know that this user is sync from on-premises and this user is not sync from on-premises? So you can see that directory is synced. Here is yes and here is no. But both having the same UPN called Azure Academy.in, Azure Academy.in. And if I try to reset a password for this user, if I try to reset a password for this user, I can reset a password. I can reset a password, right? And if I try to reset the password for this user, if its write back is not enabled, then in this scenario, what will happen? So write back, I think I have enabled a write back while configuration. So if write back is enabled, you can reset a password from here, and this password will get synced back to on premises in next synchronization. This user one will be have a new password. Okay, so this is all about Azure Active Directory synchronization. Any questions here? Yep, I have purchased a GoDaddy domain. Yes. With help of AD Connect, no? This is what it's synchronizing. What we have done, this is complete synchronization steps we have done. So for that, we have done in last lecture, and this is also I have done just now, custom domain. This is what we have verified in the custom domain. There is a lot of things there which we can do. Parameter is not an only parameter. There's a complete service is there. So AD Connect have a complete service. There's a couple of things is there. Synchronization rule you can set it up. Synchronization interval you can set it up. You can limit the synchronization. You can allow the entire synchronization. Both can all can be possible. Yep, that's a different synchronization. That's it. This is what you're talking about is a domain verification, which we have done. If you just if you just check it back, this is the parameter what you're talking about, right? This is to verify your domain whether you have really purchased this domain or not. This is to verify that. Once you once you get it from the GoDaddy, you're adding a domain, or so you have to verify this domain. This is called custom domain. No, not vice versa. You don't require to vice versa. You just need to put these values in the GoDaddy and verify here. Sorry, can you repeat your question? GoDaddy, yes, GoDaddy, and from Azure side you verify it. So this is called custom domain, Azure custom domain. This is not synchronizing. This is not synchronizing. It is just verifying. All right, synchronize is a continuous task. Verify is one-time task. All right, guys. So